What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Greetings, 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 greetings. Good afternoon to each and every one of you. This is your brother, Chief Kalinago, Flying Eagle. How we doing today? Let me make sure I got some audio on Facebook. You know, yep, got audio on Facebook. I think. Yeah. We got some audio on Facebook. Man, what's going on, lineage? What it is, man. Like I said, this is your brother, Chief Kalinago, about to drop some jewels on y'all right now. So, what I'm gonna do in the meantime, I'm gonna give y'all some time to check in. Do me a favor. Once you check in, show some love. Show some love, man. Let me tell y'all something. Love and laughter open up the heart, right? It gets you light as a feather. You know what I mean? And the whole purpose of this third dimensional realm is to become as light as possible. Become light in mind, body, and soul slash spirit. You feel me? So that's what it's all about. Let's breathe in and exhale, release all the negative energy, release all that negative tension, whatever that's keeping you down right now. Just release it for the next half an hour, 40 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour, whatever long time I'm going to use to do this video. But it just is strictly a positive vibes, and that's what I'm always bringing: love, positivity, positive energy, high vibrations. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. You dig, you dig, you dig, right? So if you're feeling good, you love yourself, let me see you drop some ones in the chat. If you love yourself, drop some ones in the chat. Yes, we all have had past transgressions, right? But first, the power of forgiveness. You have to learn to forgive yourself first. Learn to forgive yourself before you could forgive anybody. Learn to love yourself before you could love anybody. It starts with self, with you. All right, because it's all about you. There's nothing else but you. The I, the am, the you, the me, the I. You dig? That's what it's all about. So drop some ones in the chat if you know you love yourself, and that's what it's all about. Like I said, I have some great information for you today. This is strictly for educational purposes. Now, I'm not here to debate with anybody. I don't debate, right? I will take a healthy argument, which is fine, but I don't debate, because debate means to beat up. All right, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to enlighten. I'm here to share knowledge. I'm here to teach, and that's what this is all about. I do encourage anybody and everybody to do your own research, do your own due diligence. Don't believe anything that I say, because in the word belief, all right, then you first have the word lie, right? BELIE. So you have lie in belief systems. I don't do belief systems. That's why I'm very particular, and I'm always profound in my research and the things that I say, because I go through the extreme. I never take things at surface of just what somebody say. Now, don't get me wrong, right? I may get some information from somebody, but I do my own due diligence and go further in depth in my own research. And now I make it my intellectual property, and that's fine. I share it. Feel free to share it as well. And that's what it's all about. Each one teach one. So with that being said, I'm going to talk about a couple of things, right? I'm going to talk about the United States. I'm going to talk about citizenship. I'm also going to talk about, why so-called black people or black people will not and cannot get reparations. It's a waste of time, and they're chasing an illusion. Whether you agree with me or not, it doesn't matter, because it still doesn't change the fact that I'm correct, because I'm going to give you the facts, right? One thing I tell people: truth doesn't need apology, right? And I always advise people to get out of your emotions, man. Get out of your emotions when facts are being given. Your opinions don't count. Okay? Your opinion don't count. I'm giving facts, and I'm gonna give you the information to back up the things that I say, right? So the first thing I'm gonna do is, which I've shown y'all before, we're gonna take a look at the United States, what it means, right? We're gonna look into that, then a couple of other words, and then I'm going to break down why so-called black people will never get any form of reparations, right? Good. I'm feeling great. It's a beautiful day. Like I said, the sun is out, you know what I mean? And I'm feeling good. So let me share my screen. The first thing we're going to look at, okay, is the United States. And feel free to take some notes or go over the video, when you're done, right? But if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Okay, let me pull that up for y'all. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Boom. right? So check this out. Like I always tell people, the United States is not a country. The United States is not a nation, right? It's a nation state, right? But what it means that it is not a de jure country, all right? It is a corporation, a nation state corporation, just like China, Russia, they are all corporations. That's what they are, right? But we and don't and don't again, don't believe anything that I say, right? I'm going to show you in their own codes, Title 28, Section 3002. We're going to go all the way down to 15A, right? 15A. Because one thing, if you don't know, okay, how to deal with business, then that's, to me, that's the biggest downfall to our people, because our people are not taught about business. They're not taught that. We teach our children, our parents taught us to go to school, get good grades, and get good jobs, right? But no, we are not supposed to teach our children that. We're supposed to teach our children how to become business owners or business operators, how to control businesses. Let the business do the work and you chill. You see what I'm saying? That's what life is about. We did not manifest here to work. That is slavery. You dig what I'm saying? Now, once again, I'm not knocking you if you have a job. You don't know better. And it's okay. I tell people ignorance is okay. Ignorance is only bliss when you are willing to learn. But when you are not willing to change and step out of ignorance to free yourself, then it becomes stupidity. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to continue to be black, then hey, it is no longer ignorance. You see what I'm saying? It goes beyond that. All right. So with that being said, we have title what I said, Title 28, Section 3002, subsection 15. United States means what? A federal corporation, right here. Now, this is not Chief Kalinago telling you that. This is what they are telling you. That is their own words. Okay? They're telling you what it is. One thing you have to realize is, in any type of business, corporation, right, there must be free and prior informed information, right? They have to let you know what's going on. They cannot just do things because you're dealing, everything is a contract. We are dealing with contract law, right? So within a contract, there must be prior information to what type of contract you're getting into. So they have to tell you what it is. Now, if you don't know, or you don't do your research or study to find out, then it's on you. But you cannot blame the United States and say, well, hey, well, you didn't tell me. No, it's your responsibility to teach your children and learn on your own. Because guess what? They're not going to teach it in school. You dig? They're not going to teach that. And that's why people such as myself, we do what we do. You know what I mean? So I hope y'all appreciate that. You feel me? So it's a federal corporation. Just so you know, United States, right off the back, a federal corporation. Okay? Let us go to the next one. The next USC code. Once again, that's not my codes. Those are the codes of the United States. They are telling you what they are. Okay? They're telling you what they are. All right, let me stop sharing and go to the next one. Give me 1 second. Let me just pull that up. Go to the next one. See, I love my people, man. That's why I do what I do. Like I said, I don't ask nobody for anything. I don't ask for donations. I don't ask for none of that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, back in the days I used to, but I realized people need the money more than me. You know what I mean? So I just do it for the love. And then the universe always gives me back tenfold. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. I don't even stress that. You feel me? So this is because of the love, not the likes. You feel me? All right. That's why I don't put up with people's BS. Okay. Because I give my time and energy all the time. Okay. So now we're going to go to the next one. Okay. That is Title 15 U.S. Code Section 4724. Trade shows. Now let us repeat the code again. Title 15 U.S. Code Section 4724. Let's go down. All right. And let us see authority of Secretary of Commerce. But first, we are going to look to see what a United States business is. Okay. Because I keep telling people that you have to have a business, right? But I'm going to show you what a United States business is. And it may surprise you or it may not. But This may be the first time you ever see it in black and white. Okay, so brace yourself. Let me tap on United States business. Okay, what is a United States business? Boom. Let that populate, and we are going to go into that. Okay, boom. Here we go. If y'all could see that, go ahead and do me a favor. Type some twos in the chat right now. Type some twos if you could see that, because I'm about to, I don't want to blow your mind, but I'm about to open up your mind some more. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, get you to start thinking, open up your mind, see things for what they are. Get out of your emotions when people are making an attempt to teach you. Okay, let go of the old things. It's the only way to free yourself. You have to renew your mind. And if you cannot let go of the old information, the lies, the falsities that you were taught, guess what? You will not be able to ascend. You feel me? You will not be able to free yourself. So boom, United States business. Number one, if anybody could see what it means. Number one, a United States business means A. Can anybody type what A means for me? Please type it out. I want you to type it out yourself and see exactly what it is, because when you write it yourself, then you'll be like, wow, Chief know what he's talking about, because I'm showing it to you in black and white. It is not my code. It's the United States codes. They are telling you what a United States business is. Can anybody tell me what it is? A United States business is what? I'm going to wait for you to type that out. A United States citizen. Boom. Thank you, Sister Selena. All right. So I'm proving to you that you are a business. You feel me? United States business means what? A United States citizen. The United States is a what? A corporation. So let me ask you a question. How can you go to a poll and vote for a president thinking you're voting for rights? No, you are voting for job privileges. That's what you're voting for. Let me ask you a question. Why aren't you a citizen of McDonald's? Why aren't you a citizen of Target? Why aren't you a citizen of Walgreens? It's the same thing. You feel me? Being a citizen of the United States is an option. The truth of the matter is the United States is only a 10-mile radius within the District of Columbia. All right. And its territories, which is Puerto Rico, Guam, the Virgin Islands, etc., etc. Okay. So a lot of times, if they want to be technical, and on certain applications, you put your U.S. citizen, even if you were born in the so-called confines of what they call the United States, that's actually committing perjury, because you are not living within the District of Columbia. Now, I'm not here to give any type of legal advice. I just want to open up your mind so you could see what it is. And I'm going to show you why so-called black people cannot get any reparations. You dig? And once again, I'm not here to debate. I'm giving you facts, because I'm not going to debate you on this. I'm giving you the facts. Okay, so I showed you before the United States is a federal corporation, which is Title 28, Section 3002, subsection 15A. And now I'm showing you Section Title 15, Section 4724. Boom. United States is what you call a business is a United States citizen, right? Now, when you look at the word citizenship, right? Citizenship. That is basically to be in sin. It means that you are indebted to the corporation. Listen to the word. That's why I tell people, they say in the beginning was the word. That's why my book is called In the Beginning Was the Word, because I'm going to take you from the so-called beginning. And I'm saying so-called because that wasn't the beginning. You dig what I'm saying? They tell you in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, but they never told you where God came from. They'll tell you that, oh, well, God is a man and he just existed. No, God came from somewhere. And I'm going to show that in my book. You feel me? But with that being said, they said that in the beginning was the word, but they never told you what happened before the beginning. Because guess what? If in the beginning was the word, it's impossible. Why? Because every word came from thought. So therefore, we have to go beyond the spoken word and go back into thought. And even when we go into thought, we have to go beyond the thought, where the thought was and who it came from. You feel me? So the Bible is just from a beginning of a certain period, whether it may be esoterically, whether it may be metaphysically, or whether it was historically. It doesn't matter. Or geographically. It doesn't matter. The point is, they didn't take you from where you needed to be and explain all that to you. So I'm going to break all that down, and I'm going to bring it right all the way through so-called slavery. I'm going to prove to you that there was no slavery, people coming from Africa. I'm going to give you facts. I'm going to show you where all the so-called black people came from. Okay, it wasn't from Africa. I'm going to show that. I'm going to prove that to you. Okay, so I'm working very, very hard on this book. But like I said, I'm making great strides. So I'll keep y'all posted. Okay, so now that you know the United States is a corporation, now that you know that the United States business is the citizens, all right, that's why they told you the United States was built on small businesses. Every individual is a small business. Now let's look at the word citizen here for a second, right? Citizen or citizenship, all right? Not look at the word, but listen to what I'm saying. Citizen. In other words, sit in sin. Citizenship. Sit in sinship. Okay? That's what it means. Okay? That's what it means. Okay? Citizen, sit in sin. Sit in sin. And therefore, the corporation, their currency, okay, is, of course, we know that it's admiralty law, current of the sea. That means you are being governed by admiralty law, okay, because you have the law of the land, you have the land of the water, the law of the water, and you have the land of the air. The land of the air, aka the heavens, is the highest law, okay? Then you have the law of the land, and then you have the law of the sea, which is the lowest law, so to speak. That's what you're being governed under the color of law, okay? So now that you know all this, I'm going to stop sharing here for a second. And what we're going to do, I'm going to show you some etymology of words here real quick, okay? Boom. So a lot of people play politics, right? A lot of people play politics, whether it may be they think they're Democrat, they think they're Republican. Let me tell you something. It's all part of a game, right? The left wing, right wing, same bird. That's all it is. Right wing, left wing, same bird. So I'm going to show you a word, right? Let me go ahead and share my screen. Now, Republican, okay? Just so you know, Republican is a compound word, right? And any word that has the prefix re in front of it, it means to do over again. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at the etymology of re, okay? The etymology of re, okay? Let me pull that up. Give me 1 second. Re, I'm going to put that here, which is a prefix, okay? Here we go. Re. Re is a word forming element back. It means back or back from, back to the original place. Also gain anew, once more. Also conveying the notion of undoing or backwards. Okay? See sense evolution below. Now I'm going to read that again. The prefix re, re with a hyphen, it's a prefix. Okay? So if a word or it comes before a word, then it's a prefix. Sometimes it could be after a word, then it's called a suffix. All right. So re is a prefix, right? And it's a word forming element that means what? Back from, to the original place. So therefore, if you have Republican, then the question you need to ask yourself is, well, if re means to go back to the original place, what does publican means? You see, people don't think. And when I try to teach people, they get in their emotions, they get upset, and I don't have time for that. So my message is for only those who are ready. It is really that simple. And if you know you're ready for this information, do me a favor, type 7s in the chat right now, because we're about to go look at the etymology of the word publican. Okay? Publican. Type some 7s in the chat right now if you're ready for this, for this work. Publican. Boom. Here we are. All right, cool. I see them 7s. What's up, brother Jarrell? All right, I see at least 1 7 in the chat. That's beautiful. Now, publican, right? Here we go. Publican, late 12th century, a tax gatherer for the Roman government. Okay, a tax collector. Pay attention to what I'm saying. So now I showed you that the United States is a corporation. I showed you that a business is a United States citizen, is also considered a business, a small business. Now I'm showing you that a publican is literally, Republican is bringing back, okay, the tax gatherers from Rome. They are tax collectors from Rome. Now, here is the critical question that you have to ask yourself. Who were the Republicans, or who are the publicans, right? You may think, is the pale man. Oh, no, 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 no. That is the furthest thing from the truth, because all the founding fathers, they were carbon-based men. They were so-called black. And I'm going to prove that to y'all. Okay? I'm going to prove that to y'all. George Washington wasn't a Caucasian. Abraham Lincoln wasn't a Caucasian. They were not Caucasians. And I'm going to show you proof of that. Okay? Now, the first republic, so to speak, was established in 1619. I think in September 30th of 1619. That was the first Republican party, so to speak. And guess what? It wasn't by the pale man, because the pale man wasn't in charge. Okay? What people fail to realize is that the people who came here to enslave the so-called American Indians, okay, they were people who looked just like us. They were the so-called black nobles of Europe. Okay, people, you see, the truth will come out. Eventually, it's going to come out, and it's coming out. A lot of people are waking up. So when y'all giving this so-called pale man too much credit, he did not bring anybody here as slaves. In fact, he came here as a slave, as indentured servants and slaves. Okay, he wasn't the one who did these so-called slave ships. That is a lie, and I could prove that. Okay, and I could also prove that these people did not come from Africa. Okay, I could prove that, and nothing against Africa. I'm just showing you and giving you the facts, because you just don't get it. So the first Republican Party was actually set up by so-called black people who came into Virginia and set up the first corporation. That was when it all went down, and they took the status of the American Indians and they started changing it into all these different identities. Okay, they were shipping people from the mainland to Jamaica, the Caribbean, South of America, taking them from the Caribbean and bringing them here. Okay, now they brought some of them by sea, and if they came by sea, that means that they could be slaves. If they could be slaves into perpetuity, right? But if they were already in the land, they would have to be slaves for only 30 years. You feel me? So what they would do now, if you're an adult, it would be for 12 years. If you're a child, it would be for 30 years. So what they would do is they would take so-called black Indians from the mainland and send them into the Caribbean and different places so that they could enslave them a little longer. You see what I'm saying? And they started taking people from the Caribbean, bringing them on ships to the mainland. And y'all thinking y'all came from Africa. You feel me? And even that was expensive, and they had to cut that out. So now and I'm going to show all that. So they had to appeal that law, and then they had to scout other Indians who was willing to sell out and go capture their own brothers and sell them into slavery. You feel me? So it was our people that helped enslave our people. I'm not just talking about those that came from across the seas. I'm talking about also American Indians who helped their so-called brothers that came across the seas. You feel me? King James was a so-called black man. King George was a so-called black man. Queen Elizabeth was a so-called black woman. And I have all that information I'm going to drop on y'all. You feel me? So, with that being said, that first Republican Party was set up by so-called black people. Okay? It was set up by so-called black people. The Democratic Party didn't really start into power until the pale man learned to take over. The pale man was the first Democrat. See, so everything is in reverse. And I'm not saying be a Republican. I'm not saying be a Democrat. I'm just giving you the history. I'm just giving you the facts of what it is. You feel me? So a Republican or a publican is a tax collector under the Roman Empire. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar. And we are still living under the constructs of what we call Rome. We are still living under that. So every 4 years, guess what? You go to the polls, and then what you're doing, you're giving the tax collectors of Rome, you're giving them power to tax the hell out of you. You see what I'm saying? But what do Chief Kalinago know, right? Sometimes people just think I'm talking, right? But anyway, I shown this, right? So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna show you another etymology, which I've shown y'all before. Okay. I'm going to show you legion, because a lot of people have religions and people don't realize they have to let go of these religions. Is one of the first ways you could start freeing yourself. Okay. A legion. Now remember, legion and you have religion, right? Just like you have publican and you have republican, right? All we're doing is adding a prefix to get religion. But the question remains is, what's a legion? If re means to bring back the original, then what are we bringing back? Let us look at legion and see what we're bringing back. Legion, a Roman legion, a squad, a band, a company, a Roman legion, and a body of soldiers, a levy of troops. So that's why churches and state, they say it should be separated, but they are not. They are not. They're in bed together, because the church is the recruiter for the legion, for the army. Because why? They have to what? Tax the people. You feel me? So it is all interconnected. It is one body. So all religions, I don't care whether you want to make an excuse for yours or not, I don't care. Like I said, your opinion don't count. I am giving you facts. I am giving you facts. And the truth doesn't need any type of apology. It is that simple. I'm not here to disrespect anybody. I'm just here to give you the facts and give you the information, and you do what you want with it. Okay? You do what you want with it. All right. Boom. So know that a legion is an army, and a religion is bringing back that army. That's why they used to sing that song. They taught our people, give me that old time religion. Give me, and all people over here singing that song like fools. Right? Because they're begging for the army to come back to keep you in slavery. You dig? It was millions of us here in the Americas. I'm talking about North, South. It was just North and South America. There was no Central. That came in later. All right? It was millions of us. You feel me? Millions. And we were not Christians. Period. Okay, so what you have to realize is this war, or this so-called slavery, or the institution of slavery, it wasn't about race. It wasn't about the color of your skin, because the first slaves that came into the Americas, they were pale. You see, people, why do you think there's no such thing as white history? Because if you just dig a little bit below the surface, you will start seeing all the lies. Why they don't have a white history? Because first of all, they're not even white. Because white was a status, and the real white people were actually the black kings and queens from Europe, because they were nobility. That's who white people were. It was a status. You feel me? But they lost their status of being white. That's why you'll see Thomas. That's why you'll see Abraham Lincoln, George Washington. You'll see all of them as white, not because their skin was white. It was their status, but they were so-called black men. And I have the proof of that from eyewitnesses. All that stuff is going to be in my book. So once again, get out of your emotions. And only the truth will set you free, not a fabrication of it. It's only the truth. Now, if you have some of the truth, then that means you are actually on a good path. But we're uncovering all the lies because it's time. You dig? It is time. Okay? And our land that was taken away from us, it was done unlawfully because, once again, they were reading a lot of contracts to our ancestors in Spanish, which they didn't understand. It was trickery. And if they didn't want to sign it, then guess what? They made them slaves or prisoners of war, which our people still are today. So ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. You dig? All right. So we got legion. All right. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go into this little clip right here, and we're going to hear what T.I. said. All right. Let me share my screen. And once again, this is just for educational purposes. So before I use this clip, let me go ahead and give me 1 second. So let me just go ahead and share this real quick. Give me 1 second. Because I want to hold up. What's going on here? All right, give me 1 second here, please. Give me 1 second. What's going on here, man? Whoa. Okay. Alrighty. Let me go Google. All right. Use definition. Here we go. I want to take this. Okay. So this video I'm about to share with you, just fair use. That's all.
Fair use. Fair use. Fair use.
Okay, since I don't have, it's not mine. It's not my intellectual property. So, give me 1 second. I want to bring that down here. Where we at? Okay. I just want to get a video so I could bring it to you guys. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. I got it. All right, good. So, share. Let me see if this comes up. Give me 1 second. All right, it's not populating. Okay, I got to share again. All righty. Boom. Boom. So now we are going to go into why Black people will not and cannot get reparations. Okay, I don't care what they say. Okay, they're not going to get it. All right. So let this screen populate here for a second, and I'm going to play this real quick. Okay.
A lot of conversation right now around reparations and so on and so forth. But as I have been enlightened by Brother Jay Morrison, we can't get reparations because we haven't been officially classified as a nationality. African American is not a nationality. Black is not a nationality.
Let's listen to that again.
And so on and so forth. But nationality, a flag, a constitution, and you have a seat at the UN. You know what I'm saying? Brother Jay Morrison, we can't get reparations because we haven't been officially classified as a nationality. African American is not a nationality. And also, so when people ask me about the Jay Morrison, we can't get reparations because we haven't been officially classified as a nationality. African American is not a nationality. Black is not a nationality. So you can't give reparations to people who don't have an official nationality.
All righty. Thank you very much. So when I'm on Facebook condemning, we calling ourselves Black, you see what I'm saying? People getting their emotions, but they don't get it. I don't have anything against the color Black, but my brothers and sisters, within law, it means you are dead. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what is so hard to get away from these emotions? So how are you going to get reparations? If you look at the history of people who got reparations, let me see if I could pull this up. Okay, give me 1 second. History of people who got reparations in the United States. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all gotta wake up, man. So I'm not saying things because I hate the color Black. No, I like Black clothes. I like Black cars, but I'm not Black. And that's what y'all can't get. That's what y'all can't get, man. Hold up for a second. And y'all just can't get it. I know there's a list. Okay, a list of people All right, list of, all right, give me 1 second. List of people who got reparations. I know there's a list of people who got reparations, but guess what? Black people are not going to get reparations. They're not going to because they don't have a nationality. Okay? Black is not a nationality, but I'm talking about every ethnic group has gotten reparations. Why you think you're not getting it? But y'all are just so hard-headed. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I mean the true etymology of the word black means pale. You see what I'm saying? So the point I'm making is when we're looking at it from a nationality perspective, you cannot get it. All right, so that's number one. It is a dead issue for these dead people. They're dead. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. And no matter what you tell them, they not even Africans are black because Africans have nationalities. You see what I'm saying? But people are just so caught up with these emotions attached to this word. It's dead in law. You will never get it. So that's number one. Secondly, the reason why you will not get reparations is because you did not come from Africa on slave ships. Okay? You did not come here from Africa on slave ships. That's another reason why the United States will not pay you reparations, because you don't have a justified case, because you cannot prove you came here on slave ships because it never happened. You feel me? It didn't happen. The truth of the matter is the majority of the so-called black people that came here into the Americas, they were from Scotland, they were from Britain, they were from Ireland. They were the Highlanders, okay? They were the subjects of King James, a so-called black man, okay? They did not come here as slaves. They came here on their own with their king. That's why a lot of us have Scottish names and Irish names, and y'all think it's because of these pale people. No, y'all giving the pale man too much credit. As a matter of fact, the pale man got the last names of their kings and queens, which is the so-called black people of Europe. You feel me? So those names are not slave names. Of course, they change. Of course, it's not our so-called American Indian names, but it's not slave names. They came from the nobles. Okay? And I'm also going to prove to y'all in my book that Harriet Tubman wasn't a slave that came from Africa. Harriet Tubman is a Stuart. Okay? Part of the Stuart clan of Scotland. And she wasn't freeing no slaves. She was freeing noble people, nobility. And she was taking them, that bloodline, that noble bloodline, she took them to Canada. I have all the documents to prove that. Everything was flipped around. A lie. We are living a lie. I have the description from eyewitnesses of Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, Queen Elizabeth, King George, King James, all of them. Because slavery wasn't about the color of your skin. It was about religion, and it was about property. It was about wealth. Okay? And if you wasn't a Christian, it was a problem. Guess what? It was the so-called black nobles of Europe that were Christians. It wasn't us here in the Americas. They came here and forced that on us. Okay? Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand, they were not Caucasian people. Caucasian people had no power. Christopher Columbus wasn't a Caucasian man. They had no powers in the 14 and the 1500s. They had no power. They were serving their kings. Why do you think they had to fight the American Revolutionary War? Right from the Americas, because they were fighting for freedom from their black kings and queens. Who helped them? The indigenous peoples of the Americas. So when you are suing, don't sue for reparations because you're from Africa. Oh, so look, I'm giving too much facts. Now they're telling me I'm offline. You see what I'm saying? I'm dropping too much knowledge right now. You feel me? So don't sue because you think you're from Africa. No. Sue because, for one, trafficking. Okay, let me see if I can pull that up for you. Let me give y'all some more jewels, man, because y'all playing too much. Y'all playing too much. Y'all think I don't know what I'm talking about? Let me see. All right, let me see if I could pull that up. So when y'all want to bring a case, man, bring a case for one, trafficking, okay, but not for enslavement because you think you're from Africa, because you're not going to win. Okay, you're not going to win. All right, because you don't have any grounds for that, because you cannot prove it because it never happened. You feel me? And guess what? Okay, the first so-called black people that came into Virginia in 1609 and established in 1619, they were not slaves from Africa. That's where they tricked you. Those were the kings coming into the Americas in 1609 to establish foundation, to start building. And then in 1619, that's when it was fully, the corporation was fully created, ready to roll. So from 1609 to 10 years, it took them to start building relationships with the Indians, our ancestors, so-called black people. Okay? 10 years until they set up the colony of Virginia. That was the first corporation, the first Republican Party. Okay? We trusted them because they looked like us. And yes, some of our ancestors did sell out. So it was trafficking, yes, and we were, of course, enslaved in our own land, of course. You feel me? So you have to start suing from a different perspective to get what's called redress. Redress, not reparations. Because all reparations means is to repair. Let us go look at the etymology of the word reparations. Etymology of reparations. But of course, no. Well, you know what, Chief? You didn't go to college. You don't have a master's degree, so you cannot tell us what Dr. Boyce is telling us, or blah 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 blah. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. That's why I said my people perish for the lack of knowledge, man. And that's why sometimes I just get so, I just tell myself, man, sometimes I just want to leave it alone, but I can't, because that fire is burning in me, right? I can't, because I know not everybody's going to get it. Everybody got their own time, right? So let us look at reparation. Boom. Reparation, late 14th century. Reparation. It means what? To repair, an act of mending, to repair. To repair. Okay? To repair. That's what it means. Okay? Amends, compensation, recompense, satisfaction for injury, what is done to repair a wrong. Now, that's fine if you want to get technical, but when you look at an etymology of the word, normally the first set of words they give you in bracket is actually what it means. So it means to repair. Okay? It means to repair, which if you look at the etymology of redress as well, it also gives you that etymology of what's called reparations, right? Compensation for unjust injury, loss, etc., etc. But redress is the proper legal term to use, not reparations. Okay? All right? So just so y'all know. And what y'all have to realize as well is this, okay? The people who came here, they were not, and I've been a little bit, I wouldn't say I've been a little bit biased intentionally, but I've been a little bit biased unintentionally because I was still doing research, and I'm still doing research, right? But it wasn't the Moors that came here to enslave our people. The Moors did not come here as the authoritative power, okay? Because they were not Christians. It was those who converted to Christians. Yes, they were Moors, but those who converted to Christians, the conversos that converted to Christian, that came here with Columbus, they helped, okay? Because a lot of them had lost their power in Spain, okay, in 1492, their rule, for 711 years. And a lot of them got imprisoned. A lot of them became slaves, right? And then they came here into the Americas, yes, as helpers. Some of them did, okay? But it was the Christians, the black Christians, okay, that came here from Europe, the kings, the nobles, the ones who set up the 13 colonies. It was 5 so-called black men. It wasn't pale people, okay? Y'all giving these pale people too much credit, man, because they didn't do anything, okay? Yes, trust me, they have been hiding that information. Even when you're reading their books, you have to be able to break it down. Like, okay, they will use words such like fear, F-A-I-R. Fear means pale. So they would use that for a so-called Caucasian. But when it comes to our people, they would use words such as swarthy, tawny, ruddy, brunette. That's why I have to break down and show y'all what brunette really means. Ruddy. Rudy doesn't mean Caucasian. Rudy doesn't mean pale. Rudy is tan, brown. You feel me? So they're using these trickery words, these spells, to trick you into thinking it wasn't you. And now we have these pale natives sitting on our throne. And even they ain't got no power because the United States know they're not the original people. So they have to take the abuse from the United States because we are not stepping up. You feel me? So I just wanted to come and just drop a little bit of information for y'all. All right. As you could see, I'm very passionate about all this. You did. And don't think I'm screaming or I'm shouting. It's just because of my passion. I'm not shouting at y'all. I'm shouting with you. Okay, because we have to start teaching the truth. Okay. And here's another thing. The dates that they're using is incorrect. It's incorrect. What you have to realize is it wasn't the pale man who set all this in motion. How these so-called people from Britain, the nobles, how they lost their power, it was a power of transition. Okay, how did they lose that? Because why? They lost that because when they started bringing all these Caucasian slaves into the Americas, these pale people, they knew where they came from. They knew they came from Europe and Spain and all these different places. They knew that they came as subjects. So what they had to do, they had to get in good with every ethnic group that was on this land, particularly the Indians. And they started inciting, revolts and all that, right? That's how all this came into play, man. And you have to understand that the Christians, they were fighting a war on the other side. You feel me? They were fighting a war on the other side. So it wasn't about, slavery wasn't about the color of your skin. And what people have to realize, they will also trick you and say, well, I saw, I don't know if it was Steve Harvey or somebody, right? A few of them actually went to Africa. Obama went to Africa and talk about, well, this is where the slave came and they went over. Let me tell you something, okay? I'm not disputing there was slavery in Africa. Guess what? It was people who looked like them that was enslaving their own people. It wasn't the pale man. You see, y'all giving the pale man too much credit. The pale man took the credit because y'all giving it to him. Because he was also a slave on the other side. You feel me? So it was so-called black people enslaving so-called black people. And it was too expensive to bring slaves from Africa into the Americas. So what they were doing, they were taking slaves from different parts of Africa and taking them to different parts of Africa, the same thing they did in the Americas. From Jamaica to the mainland, from the mainland to Barbados, to St. Lucia, to all this, because it was cheaper that way. Okay? The most expensive travel or what we call, I'm going to put commercial ships. The most expensive ones were the ones that came from Europe, where King James, okay, and the likes, they were bringing their own people because they knew they were coming to they were coming to conquer. Okay? That is the only ships that came into the Americas. And I promise you, they did not come here as slaves. So that's another reason why so-called black people will not get reparations. Because they did not come from Africa I promise you. And y'all may think I have something against Africa. I don't. I love African people because they know who they are. But I'm going to tell you something that is facts, okay? A lot of you have more blood from Europe than Africa. I could guarantee you that. If y'all do any type of test and compare it to certain black people in Europe, I guarantee you, you have more of their DNA in you than from Africa, because Africans did not come here in the millions like they told you. It was so-called black Europeans, particularly the Irish, the Scottish, and the Germans. That's why Benjamin Franklin will tell you Asia was swarthy. Africa was swarthy, tawny, and black. Okay? And he said what? Woolly so, the Americas. What does that mean? It means that America was also swarthy. Verrazano came in 1524. He said, when he wrote back to the king in 1524, he said, listen, man, these people are like the Ethiopians. Have you ever seen a pale Ethiopian? What is wrong with my people, man? But yet still, y'all have these pale people talking about the Native Americans, they're the original people, and y'all respecting that. Huh? Man, listen, man. But like I said, I'm going to be dropping all that. And I'm not just going to be talking. I'm going to give y'all facts from not just one source, many sources, proving to you that the people who came here, and it wasn't in 1492, they switched the dates because they had to give their story some type of validity. Okay, the Pale Man only took power in the late 1800s, and they finally got full power in World War I. Guess who won their war for them? Okay, in the American, also in the American Revolution. Okay, I have all the documents proving and showing you all those who fought in the war, their complexion, where they were from, Indian, brown, all type of color. Okay. Over 80% of the people who fought in the American Revolutionary War were so-called brown black people. It wasn't the pale man who fought for their own freedom. We did. And y'all got these people disrespecting us in our land because y'all don't know the truth. And that's why I am the way that I am. I don't have no time to play games with nobody. You come at me disrespectfully, I'm going to block you. Okay, you come with the foolishness, I'm going to block you. I drop information, you don't want to do no research. You want to go based on what you hear. I've done extensive research, and I've gotten the facts. Every prehistoric book on America, it gives you a description consistently of the American Aborigines, copper-colored. You feel me? But they will not teach you that in history. They will not teach you that. But it's cool though. I'm here. So it's all love. All right. But I hope this video had some powerful information y'all could use. Like I said, please do your own research, but I'm working diligently, like I said, I'm already up 200 and something pages of the book, but I'm gonna cut it down, right? So I'm kind of going over it right now, dropping some things because I'm going to go in detail. I'm going to give you so much information that when you're done reading this book, you will have no question in your mind. Okay? You will not be lacking resources to look for the information. I'm talking about a book where you could actually take and read to your children and teach them. Because I'm going to give y'all the facts, visual facts, eyewitnesses to prove and show you exactly who came here, what happened, what transpired, when did we lose our power. You know what I'm saying? Documents showing that they were taking Indians from the Americas, sending them into the Caribbean. And they had certain laws because if you were an Indian, they could only enslave you if you're in the door for 12 years. So after that 12 years, what they did, they would ship you into the Caribbean for another 12 years because it's a new territory. It's a new company. That's what they were doing, brothers and sisters. Ain't nobody came here from Africa, man. When I say nobody, we're talking about all these millions. I guarantee you, tops, if 1.5 million, if so much came from Africa, that's a whole lot. Okay, all these so-called black people that came here, they did not come from Africa. They came from Europe. Okay, the British Empire. That's where they came from because they were conquering the New World. Establishing Netherlands, New York, Jamestown, Virginia, all those places. What do you think Virginia is? Virginia was named after one of the noble's wife, Virginia. Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte was a black woman. So don't let anybody trick you with that. So like I said, I'm going to go all the way back into the beginning. From the beginning. Okay? From the beginning. From the great mother that they don't talk about. Who she is and what she is and what... Because she ain't got no feelings. That's why they turned her into the devil. You feel me? And then they gave her son. The son. They made him shine. And made him God. When the truth of the matter is, he came from her womb. But they will not tell you that. So I'm going to go back to that. And I'm going to bring it back where she had her 7 sons. You feel me? And out of the 7 sons, one of them had to be sacrificed, which is the central son that we have. And that's why you have the 7 sons. That's why you have the 7 continents, because what? Each of the sons had to light up the world to give birth to each of those 7 continents. And I'm talking about root races. And then in order to create mankind, the moon had to be created, which is now the lunar beings, the water beings. But we are solar beings. Guess what? Fire could create water, but water cannot create fire. I'm even going to drop it for y'all scientifically. So no matter how I give it to you, I'm giving it to you with facts. That's why the moon doesn't have its own light. That's why mankind, humans, they cannot survive on their own. They need what? The soul people, the soul beings to give them energy. And there's nothing wrong with that. You feel me? But people have to know the truth. I'm not saying hate people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying go out there, think you're better than people. I'm not saying that. But let them know that they need to be in their place. Because without you, they will all fall and die. You feel me? And if they don't get their act together, the sun will keep getting hotter and hotter and get rid of them. Because y'all don't want to get up. The sun will do it for y'all. And a lot of you who actually look like us will also burn because you're not getting it. Your solar plex will explode. Because you refuse to get it. So I gave y'all enough for the day, man. I gave y'all enough jewels, you know. And I told myself I was not gonna raise my voice. I was not gonna shout. But like I said, it's that passion, man. It's that passion. You know what I mean? It's that passion. It is what it is. All right. But like I said, man, things are going to come in the open. All right. And it will be brought out into the light. And the light did come from the dark. Okay. Without the dark, you could never have light. As a matter of fact, even when the sun is out, we're in the darkness. Just so y'all know, that's how powerful the darkness is. You feel me? People don't understand that. There's only darkness. There's only darkness. If you go into a room, right? Into a dark room and you turn on a switch, yes, the light will come on, right? But anytime you turn that switch off, the dark is always there. Just like outside, even during the day. If the sun had a switch and we turn it off, guess what? We would be in the dark. So dark is king and queen. Darkness, okay? And the primordial mother, the mother, she is darkness. She's in the dark just chilling. And she had to give birth when she said, let there be light, to her first son. And guess what? Her son got her pregnant. That's called ancestral incest. That's why all that stuff is in the Bible, but y'all don't get it because they wouldn't break it down to you. You feel me? So the one became the two, which is the mother and the father. The man did, so I'm talking about the masculine and the feminine energy. So man did not come from the woman. Man came through the woman because man always existed. And I'm going to break all that down in my book. You feel me? So the mother and the father have always been there. But for the father to come through, he did not come from. He came through. Because anytime you use the word through and from means that there was a beginning. Okay? From means there was a beginning, and through is absolute. But I'm going to break that down to explain that to y'all so you will get it. So the mother always existed with the father in her. The father came, got the mother pregnant, then you had the son. So the one became two, the two became three, the three became four, the four became five, the five became six, the six became seven, the seven became eight, the begotten son, the central son. You dig? Until man was created to what we talk about, an intellectual man of intelligence, so to speak. And then mankind had to be created. Go through the same process, 7 different stages, until we have what we have as mankind right now. So like I said, I'll be breaking all that down for y'all. All right? But anyway, woo, I'm hot. I done worked up myself a sweat. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoy this build, man. It's about an hour right now. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. If you enjoy this, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you found value in this, I'm not going to ask you to donate to anything. Just go ahead and type some 9s in the chat real quick. Type some 9s if you found some value. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. And like I said, don't believe anything that I say, man. You know what I mean? Do your own research. And it is what it is. Only the truth will set you free. That's it. Nothing else but the truth will set you free. That's it. And there is a truth. But you have to know what the truth is. And guess what? It's all going to come to light. You feel me? It's all going to come to light. So stay up in power. Respect people. Respect yourself. Love people. But always maintain who you are. Okay? So like I said, man, you know, we are the original people of this land. You know what I mean? And there's enough documents to prove that. A lot of you may not be able to prove that right now. But like I said, I'm going to give you all the information. You know what I'm saying? To prove and validate everything that I'm saying. So no matter where you go, you could shut anybody down. When I'm done with y'all, trust me, you'll be able to shut anybody down. Anybody down. And then all we have to do from that point is just unite. It ain't got to take a whole lot of us. Just a few to really wake up that ant's nest. That's it. Y'all welcome, man. Thank you. All right, so y'all have a great continuation. This is your brother, Chief Kalinago. We'll talk soon. Take care.